Hey, Crosspoint family. My name is Charles.
And I'm Maggie, and God has blessed us with 3 beautiful children.
I'm from Grosse Pointe, Michigan, and I was brought up in a Christian home. I grew up going to Crosspoint Christian Church, and I believed in God going as far back as I can remember. But I spent years of my life running away from God, and that led me down a pretty dark path of alcoholism and extreme selfishness. Yet, no matter how far I tried to run from God, He never stopped pursuing me. On March 23rd, 2021, I finally surrendered my life to Jesus, and from that moment on, He picked me up and carried me. I've been saved by God's grace alone, and He has transformed me from the inside out, bringing me freedom and peace and joy in ways that I never thought were possible.
God really knew what He was doing, bringing Charles and I together, because I can relate to him so much. I also grew up in a loving family in the Midwest, and I knew all about God. We went to church every Sunday, but I would say it wasn't until a time of testing and suffering in my life that I truly came to have a relationship with Jesus. And so now I'm passionate about sharing that with other people and helping other people to also walk in freedom, in healing, and just to live the abundant life that God has for us.
And now to tell you a little bit about why we feel God calling us to Grosse Pointe. Grosse Pointe is an amazing community. I mean, there is no better place to grow up, to live, and raise a family. But at the same time, there are people there who are just like Maggie and I used to be. People who are struggling and suffering in silence while everything looks okay from the outside looking in. God has placed those people on our hearts. In John 8:36, Jesus says, "So if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed." That's what Jesus did for Maggie and I. He set us free. And that's what He wants to do for every single person in Grosse Pointe. And now we want to start a church in Grosse Pointe so that everyone there can come to know Jesus and experience greater freedom through Him. When God placed planting a church on my heart, He brought Grosse Pointe into view from the very beginning. So the prompting to start a church and the pull towards Grosse Pointe came hand in hand. He's put a love for the people and the place on our hearts, and we simply can't imagine going anywhere else. Our prayer is that God would use our church to save and transform lives and families in Grosse Pointe, and that He would turn our church into a movement of people that goes out into our community and world and saturates it with the love of Jesus, that we would become a beacon of God's hope and truth. We know that planting a church is a huge task, and we also really believe in the power of prayer. So we would love if you would join us in these prayer requests. We are praying that God would be laying the groundwork for a thriving church right now, that He would be opening up the hearts and minds of the people that He wants us to reach. We also, our family, will be moving to Grosse Pointe this summer, so we would love your prayers and that God would bless our move. Crosspoint family, we are so excited to get to Grosse Pointe to meet all of you this summer, and we cannot wait to see what God has in store for us. We know that He's going to do immeasurably more than we could ever dream or ask for.